Hey, what's up everyone? The Dan Sandwich here, and I am back again in NBA 2K23, and in today's video, I'm going to be building an expansion team with the help of AI and random number generation. That's right, all of the decisions are going to be out of my hands and into the hands or whatever a computer has in place of hands. But it's going to be in control of whatever an AI thinks we should do. Now, the AI I'm going to be using is actually a story writing AI program from the website NovelAI.net. This is not a sponsored video or an ad or anything like that. It's just what I'm using. It's something that I've used in the past for hilarious results, just for other stuff. And so I thought it'd be really fun to see what it does in this context. And then I'm going to be also spinning a wheel at certain points for, to randomly choose certain things. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. I'm sure it's going to go great. I'm sure there's not going to be any issues at all. Oh yeah, and then when it comes to the design of our logo, our team logo, our uniforms, what our arena should look like, that's going to be in the hands of the Crayon DALL-E AI website as well. So this should be really good. I think it's going to be really good stuff. But anyway, it's time to decide where our expansion team is going to be located at. So I have loaded up here this wheel of cities that we can go to. Now, for simplicity's sake, I have, because they give you a lot of options when it comes to choosing your team city. And a lot of them include current NBA cities as well. So I took out every city that already has an NBA team, just so it doesn't complicate things any further, because that would be a ton of names there. But as it still stands, just like without the other NBA cities in there, there's still 39 different cities that it could land on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this wheel 3 times, and then that'll be the 3 cities that our AI has to choose from to base our team out of. I'm going to go ahead and spin this wheel here and see what it lands on. So the first selection here, our first selection here is going to be Montreal. So that's fun. Another team in Canada potentially. A city that does not currently have an NBA team, but they do have a rich sports history. So we will, say Montreal as one of the options, and then let's see what other options it gives us here. Okay, so Fresno, California. That's interesting. So we got 2 very different cities potentially here. So we got Fresno, California, and Montreal, Canada. And then what the third option could be is Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. So we got 3 very different options, all equally deserving of an NBA franchise, I'm sure. So we will put that into the AI writing prompt, and we're going to find out, what it decides we should do. All right, so this is what I'm putting in there. It's going to be the NBA has decided that they're going to start a new expansion team and have narrowed it down to 3 possible cities where the team will be located. Montreal, Canada, Fresno, California, and Cincinnati, Ohio. So I'm going to see if the AI can choose a city from here. I'll give it a couple runs here to see what it thinks of. They're asking you to vote for which city should get the team, or if none of them do, then who gets it. If any one person votes more than once, their votes will not count. That's interesting. The poll is open until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, October 15th. Vote here. You can vote in this year's election right now. I don't know if this is going to actually get us where we need to go. Okay, so the next day there was a big announcement about the new expansion team. So let's see if this actually gets us where we need to go. It will be called the Cincinnati Flash. All right, great. So they even gave us a team name. We weren't sure what kind of basketball it would be, football, soccer. But we like the name. Now we just have to figure out how to make our own version of a Flash. Okay, so awesome. That's actually really great. It even gave us a name. I was not expecting us to get a name at the same time as the team location. So it's been decided we're going to be basing this team in Cincinnati, which is funny because I did an expansion team video in 2K22, and I just randomly picked a team there as well. And that one, I randomly decided what city I should go to as well, and it landed on Cincinnati. So it's kind of funny that both times that we've randomly landed on Cincinnati. Let's make it downtown. I guess it just makes most sense. We're gonna move to this city. Okay, and we're called the Cincinnati Flash, which is I don't know exactly if that name has anything to do with the city of Cincinnati. I'm not super familiar with the city. I've been there like one time. But yeah, we're gonna be the Cincinnati Flash, so that's pretty cool. So now that we have the team name, I'm gonna go into a different AI program, and they're going to decide the team logo. Hopefully, we can get some jerseys and stuff like that. All right, so I went on Crayon. It's a DALL-E platform, like AI tool. I just typed in Cincinnati Flash NBA team logo, and this is what I came up with. Some of these are actually kind of cool. I don't know which one I like the best. I don't think any of these. What's weird is like these are all obviously very abstract. I might pick because you have a secondary logo, I think, in 2K that you can use, or at least you can do different logos for the court and stuff like that. But I might pick one or two of these and then use those. And then I'll have to go into like Photoshop and like edit out like the white background behind it so I can use it as an actual logo. But these are pretty cool. I think the one that I like the best, and again, like the weird thing is like none of these say, I mean, this one has somewhat of a C on it. You can see there. But none of these really scream like Cincinnati exactly. But I think they got the Flash thing right. This even has like a basketball in it. So that could be like a cool like secondary logo. But so far, I really like, let's see, I like this one a lot. And I really like this one. All right, I gave Crayon this prompt here of the Cincinnati Flash NBA team uniform. And honestly, so some of these are like really good. Some of these are really, really cool. I do like this one a lot. I mean, it's kind of, now I'm looking at it up close, it is kind of a little plain, but it definitely has like a nice clean look to it. I don't hate that. Same with this one. That one's pretty good. I like this one, how it has like the white tank top and then the black shorts. That's interesting. And you have like this red alternate jersey. So these are definitely some ideas we can work with. There's like another version, I think, of this same one here. So that's pretty cool. I think I like this one and this one a lot because it actually fits in well with the same like logo that we had before. So that seems like a pretty good jumping off point. So you can do like maybe I might go with like this for like the home uniform, like this white with the black shorts, and then this red one can be like our alternate uniform or maybe our away uniform, and then this one with like the black on white will be like our away or alternate. I'll kind of figure out which one's which once I get that sorted out. But yeah, I really like what I came up with for that. So that's pretty cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in and get this stuff all like made in the game. It's gonna take me a while to do this, but yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then once this is all finished up, I'll get back into the AI writing prompt and figure out who's gonna be on this team in the expansion draft. All right, so while I'm waiting for 2K's servers to upload those images that I put out there, I'm going to continue a little bit of the story generation so we can get a name for our arena and get some details about that. So let me put in another prompt here and see what it comes up with. All right, so the team name and logos decided on, it was time to name the arena that had just been built in downtown Cincinnati. There were two options, either naming the building after a local hero, like the Reds Hall of Fame Stadium, or naming it after the team itself. The I thought the name should be something more fitting of the players and fans, and the arena named after their favorite player. Okay, that's interesting. And see if it comes up with anything more that makes more sense. This is the first ever sports arena for the Flash. I thought it only made sense to name it after one of the best players in history, Larry Bird. All right, great. So the Cincinnati Flash Arena is being named the Larry Bird Arena, and it's named the Bird by the public. All right, so we got the Larry Bird Arena. Someone who's not even tangentially associated with Cincinnati. All right, we're gonna go with it. So the Larry Bird Arena. Let's do it. All right, then I went back to Crayon to help decide on what the arena should look like, the Larry Bird Arena. And a lot of them are going with this kind of like modern gray like floor that like the Brooklyn Nets have. And I think like the Utah Jazz are running a floor that's like that this season. So I'm going to go with that style floor as well. All right, so 2K is taking forever to upload those images that I made to the game. So I'm gonna just move on to the part where we can actually draft our team, and hopefully once we get the team created, those logos will be uploaded, and I can actually like finish making this team. But for now, this is what we got. So let's move on to the next portion. Since it's in Cincinnati, it makes sense to keep them in the same, like keep them in like the Central Conference. So let's move this team over to this conference with the Cavs and the Bulls and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll jump to there. Obviously we're taking control of the Flash, and now it's on to the expansion draft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the AI the choice of like the top like 5 players here and see who they pick. I don't know how well this is going to work. Jumping back over to our AI writing program. So now that we have the arena built and named after Larry Bird, it's time to pick the team. All right, so today is the day of the NBA expansion draft, and it's time for Cincinnati to choose who will be joining the Flash for their first ever season. In the first round, there are a lot of intriguing players to choose from, but the 5 best players are DeAndre Ayton, Draymond Green, Kevin Love, Al Horford, and Bogdan Bogdanovic. So let's see what the AI does with this. That being said, it's hard to pick just one player because they all have such different strengths. So I'm going to go ahead and take them all. Okay, and we can't do that. You have to choose one. We have to choose one. So let's try again. These guys have great stats, ratings, and a lot of experience. Here are some highlights of each player. And it's pulling up each player. Some of this information is a little out of date because it still thinks that these guys are a lot younger than they were. Or if you want to see the full list of, okay, you can find it here. Okay, so it looks like they picked Kevin Love first, or it might be trying. I think it still might be trying to pick them all, but I'm gonna say that definitively looks like it's picking Kevin Love first. So I'm gonna modify the prompt a little bit to say that they picked Kevin Love first. Or let me try one other time to get it to pick one player, because it seems like it keeps trying to pick all of the players. So let me try one more time to get it to pick one player, and then if it doesn't play ball, Kevin Love was the only one that it actually named was on the team. So I'm gonna see what happens there. You choose, and then I'm gonna leave it open, and they decide with their first pick to choose, and then let's see, DeAndre Ayton. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. And then it goes on about they need to name him. I don't know. That's really funny. Oh, they're talking about Larry Bird again. I think. I don't think because or was he actually? I don't know DeAndre Ayton's backstory. I thought he was born in the Bahamas. I know he went to school in Arizona. So that's interesting. Maybe I'm not going to keep that last part there, but looks like they did pick DeAndre Ayton, which makes sense. He is the best player available. So let me get rid of this part. Yeah, we'll get rid of that part, and then we'll see who they're going to pick second. And with their second pick, the team selects, and then let's see who it adds to the roster. Okay, so they're going with Kevin Love. Okay. All right, and it looks like they're going to try. Looks like they're still trying to go with all of the players available. So Kevin Love for sure is the second pick. So we'll go with him, and if Draymond Green is still available, and he is, they'll go with him, and then they're gonna get Al Horford fourth. Okay, so it's a very forward and center heavy lineup. I mean, it makes sense. Those are the best overall players available as far as like their overall rating. I don't know if the AI knows that. I didn't obviously give that information to it. All right, so let me go back and we'll see who is still on the board. So I'll give it these 5 players. I don't know if it's just gonna choose these 5 players, just in the order that I gave it. So I don't know. Let's see what happens next. 5 best players currently available. So we got Bogdanovich, Harrison Barnes, Jonathan Isaac, Robert Covington, and Jordan Clarkson. So let's see what the AI does with that information. All right, so the problems I'm going with here is now in the 5th round, there are plenty of positions that still need to be filled on the team. The 5 best players still available are Bogdan Bogdanovich, Harrison Barnes, Jonathan Isaac, Robert Covington, and Jordan Clarkson. And with their 5th pick, the Flash choose Bogdan Bogdanovich. Okay, so they get him. Okay, and so they're going to try to go with Jordan Clarkson and then Jonathan Isaac next. So now we're in the 8th round, and all the players that we had looked at before are still available. So let me give that information to the AI again and see who they go with. The best 5 players available right now are Harrison Barnes, Covington, Patrick Beverley, Jayshawn Tate, and Josh Richardson. So I gave that to the AI, and here's what I came up with. Now in the 8th round, the team is starting to take shape, but there are a lot of players remaining to be picked. The 5 best options currently are Harrison Barnes, Robert Covington, Patrick Beverley, Jayshawn Tate, and Josh Richardson. With their 8th pick, the team chooses Robert Covington. And then they want to take Beverley, and then Tate, and then Richardson. So let's pick up Robert Covington, add him to the team, and then they're gonna go with Patrick Beverley, Jayshawn Tate, and Josh Richardson. So we just have 3 more picks remaining until the end of the expansion draft. Let's see, our team is still, I don't know, it's not going to be great. Going center, power forward, center right off the bat, not really the best way to go, especially with all these old guys. I was hopeful with the selection of DeAndre Ayton, the AI might have an idea what to do. But clearly, I don't know, it's tough. We'll probably have to run Jordan Clarkson at the point guard, I think. Because I don't think Bogdanovich can play any point guard. I mean, Patrick Beverley, as we can see in real life, not really a starting point guard in the NBA right now. But, once the team's selected, I'm going to see what we can do, like if we can trade anything. Obviously, also, we have to do the NBA draft as well, which is going to be interesting. So we're going to see what we end up with there. But let me finish out. Let's finish out the end of the expansion draft and see what our team looks like at the end of that. All right, so here's who's on the board still in the 12th round. We have Harrison Barnes is still there with PJ Tucker, Ayo Dosunmu. Ayo Dosunmu? I don't know how to say that correctly. Ayo, he's there along with Alex Caruso, who's listed as a small forward in 2K. That doesn't make any sense. And Dwight Powell. So that's who I gave. That's what I gave the AI to choose. I kind of wrote it out in a way that makes a little bit more sense. But let's see, who do they go with? Okay, so they do select Harrison Barnes. Oh wait, we're gonna cut that out because they wanted to take a bunch of players that were not actually available. So after selecting Harrison Barnes, okay, so let's add Harrison Barnes to the team. 2 more picks left. So let's just go ahead and do next. They select, and then hit send. Okay, so they go with PJ Tucker and then Alex Caruso. And let's see, they cannot select Dwight Powell because they are out of picks. All right, so that is the team. Let me finish adding these players to the team here, and then let's jump to, and with them on the team now, the team is finished. And then it's giving you the option to auto-generate rookies. This is the 2022 season, so why does it give you that option? So we don't get a draft pick? Alright, so unlike 2K games of the past, you can't start a current season with an expansion team and do the NBA draft and start in the off season. So you would have to add the expansion team during the course of the season, but okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna keep it the way it was, and then we'll roll with that. I guess that's okay. I already did all that work, so I'm not gonna like start all over again. I don't know what the deal is with 2K servers, but it's literally been like an hour since I uploaded those images, and they still haven't like hit the game yet. So it is what it is. So this is our roster. So we got DeAndre Ayton, Draymond Green, Kevin Love, Al Horford, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Jonathan Isaac. I moved some of these players' positions around to better suit the needs of the team. Like Alex Caruso should be playing point guard, in my opinion. So the good news is no one on the team is lower than a 77 overall, which is pretty solid, I guess. I mean, you have a lot of teams out there who are going to have much lower overall players than that on making their roster. The bad thing is everyone's kind of around the same level, and that creates some issues when it comes to like rotations and stuff like that, especially since we have such a heavy focus on like forwards and centers on this team. So this is a good starting point, but I feel like I'm going to simulate a couple weeks into the season and see how we're doing, and I'll see if the AI feels like we need to make a change. Currently, none of the players are upset. I imagine that's going to change pretty quickly because I don't see this team winning a ton of games, and usually that pisses these players off. So I'm going to use that as a factor into how the AI forms this. So I'm going to simulate through the first 3 weeks of the season and kind of see where the team is going to be at. And of course, Jonathan Isaac gets injured. That dude can never stay healthy, so that makes sense. So we pick up a win in our first game against the Wizards, and then we lose 3 straight. Okay, all right. So let me see what the AI does with this information here. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna put this in to the writing prompt here. So I'm gonna update what's going on with the team. And I'll do the first trade offer that we received and see if the team bites on it. All right, so I update the AI. So I say with the team assembled, the regular season has begun. The Flash will begin the Flash win their first game against the Washington Wizards, but Jonathan Isaac suffers an injury and will be out 1 to 2 weeks. After the first 5 games, the Flash have a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. When they are approached by the Los Angeles Lakers with a trade proposal, they're offering their shooting guard Lonnie Walker IV for the Flash guard Alex Caruso. Okay, so that they're saying that our coach is David Blatt, and he gets fired, and we hire Paul Pierce as a head coach. Can we do that? Is Paul Pierce someone that we can hire as a coach? Hang on, I have to stop the simulation and see if I can hire Paul Pierce as the head coach. So I mean, we're firing the coach. Obviously, we are firing the head coach. So he's gone, and then so Paul Pierce is not available to hire as a head coach. Let me go back to the writing prompt here, and we'll I guess we're gonna choose a new head coach from what's available. I guess before we can finish this trade proposal with the Lakers. All right, so I went through the staff page to see who was available to be the head coach, and I gave it the five options, just like we did when we were drafting the team. So let's see who it goes with. So these are all like randomly generated coaches. All right, so I'm saying that we fired our head coach, which was not David Blatt, but that's that's irrelevant information right now. And they need to hire a new one. Their best options are Aiden Anderson, Owen Cooper, Alexander Crysdale, Irving Galloway, and Oliver Gordon. And then I say they decide to hire Irving Galloway. Okay, so they hire Irving Galloway. So after that decision has been made, let's hire him. He's a post-centric coach, which I think makes sense because we have a lot of post players. Maybe that'll help us out. But now that we've made that decision, we have to decide on this trade for Lonnie Walker IV for Alex Caruso. All right, so now with the new head coach in place, the team needs to decide if they're going to trade Alex Caruso to the Lakers for Lonnie Walker IV. If they do, they need to fill his spot in the roster. If not, they could keep him and try to sign him to a longer contract next season. Either way, this is a good deal for the Flash. Okay, so they say that we trade Alex Caruso and a first-round pick in 2018. So I need to figure out what year this thinks it is. Because earlier it was giving us some ages of players that were not accurate. So I wonder if this thinks that it's if it's 2017 season for some reason. So I guess what I'll do is maybe I'll go into the trade finder and see if Alex Caruso and our first pick next year gets us anything. If not, I'll just go with that trade that has already been proposed to us. So let's jump back into the game here and see if we can get a trade finder going for Alex Caruso. Looks like Patrick Beverley's out too, which is unfortunate. Alex Caruso and our first round pick next year. Throw it in the trade finder and see what we can get. And so it would be Lonnie Walker and their first round pick in 2026. So I think that's the most true to what the AI was looking at. And while it may not be the best trade available, I'm not going to look at all of them. I'm just going to go with it because that's what the AI wants. I'm just going to add the trade exception because whatever. All right, so Alex Caruso has been traded from the team, and now Lonnie Walker is on there. And we also have the Lakers 2026 pick. I'm going to give that information to the AI, and then I'm going to keep simulating a little bit further. I'm going to simulate to the end of November and see what happens. If there's any more trades being thrown away, always have CPU rotation. Let's see what happens at the end of November. All right, so we immediately, or not immediately, but pretty quickly have another trade offer here for De'Aaron Fox and Matthew Dellavedova for Kevin Love and Lonnie Walker IV. All right, so we're currently 8-5. So we have a little bit of a winning record right now. Let's go to the AI and see what happens here. All right, so after a few weeks into the season, the Flash have a record of 8-5 when they receive a trade offer from the Sacramento Kings. They're offering De'Aaron Fox and Matthew Dellavedova for Kevin Love and Lonnie Walker IV. Okay, so they'd say that they're going to decline the offer, even though they definitely have the assets to pull off a deal. So let's keep simulating until the end of November. We're getting another trade offer for Terry Rozier, straight up for Draymond Green from the Hornets. So let me see what the AI wants to do with this. This could probably be the longest part of the video where we just decide who we're trading and stuff like that. I didn't think so many trade offers would be coming in so quickly, but that's how 2K goes sometimes. So I say shortly after that, the Charlotte Hornets offer to trade Terry Rozier III for Draymond Green It seems too good to be true, but the Flash are desperate for a backup point guard, and they accept the offer. That is true. We do need a backup point guard, even though Rozier is technically a shooting guard in the game. That is a position that he can definitely play. So let's go ahead and accept this offer. So bye Draymond Green, welcome to the team, Terry Rozier, and let's keep simulating. All right, so right now we have a winning record of 11-9. Which is definitely better than I thought we would be. Let me take a look at the roster and see if anyone is upset or what's going on here. Okay, so Jonathan Isaac, well, he's still injured, so I'm not going to say that he's... usually when guys are injured, they're upset. All right, so Jayshawn Tate is irritated. So is PJ Tucker, and so is Lonnie Walker the fourth. So those are guys who we could potentially trade to get some better players. So I'm gonna basically give the AI the information that these guys are upset and the team is considering trading them. I'm gonna see what it does with that. If it decides to trade players, I will go in the trade finder and find the best maybe not the best option. I might just do a random number to decide who they trade for. But yeah, let me put these guys. Let me put this information into the writing prompt, and then let's see what it does with it. All right, so I'm putting it here. So after the first month of the season, the Flash have a record of 11-9. Despite this, there are a few players who are upset about the lack of playing time they have received. Jayshawn Tate, PJ Tucker, and Lonnie Walker IV don't like that they don't have a role on the team, and it might be in the team's best interest to see what trade value they have. All right, so they want to trade Jayshawn Tate. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are definitely trading Jayshawn Tate and PJ Tucker. Obviously not for those trades because those players aren't on those teams in real life. So we will use that to inform our decision to trade these players. And then I think what I'm just going to do is I'll go into the trade finder and see what trade value these players have, and then once I see what they give me options for the trade finder, I think what I'll do is I'll just put in a random number of whatever options there are available. So let's go to Jayshawn Tate, go in the trade finder. So there's 27 different offers here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to randomly pick a number from 1 to 27. All right, so I don't know if you can see this on my phone. I did a random number from 1 to 27. It did 17. So we're going to go to the 17th offer here, and it is the New Orleans Pelicans for Garrett Temple and a 27 first-round pick. Probably not the best trade, but it is the trade that we're doing. All right, now it's time to do the trade finder for PJ Tucker, and he has 18. We have 18 offers for PJ. And it lands on the 7th. Oh, it lands on the 7th option there. You can see that there. So let's go to offer number 7. And it's Udoka Azubuike. So yeah, we're doing Utah Jazz for Udoka Azubuike. All right, with the trades completed, I'm going back to the writing prompt here, and I'm giving it the correct information. So yeah, Jayshawn Tate goes to New Orleans Pelicans for their 27 first-round pick, and Garrett Temple. PJ Tucker gets sent to the Utah Jazz for Udoka Azubuike. The Flash decide to keep Lonnie Walker IV. So let's go back to the game now and simulate to the end of December and see what the team looks like. And of course, if any other trades pop up, we will, consult our AI GM to see what we should do about that. All right, this is a bonkers trade, but we have to put it in. So it's the Wizards offering Kristaps Porzingis and Johnny Davis for DeAndre Ayton and Terry Rozier III. This would be a horrible trade to do in real life, but let's see if the AI agrees. All right, so after a few more weeks, the Flash have a record of 13-10. They got offered another trade. This time it's from the Washington Wizards, who are offering Kristaps Porzingis and Johnny Davis for DeAndre Ayton and Terry Rozier III. This is a tough offer, but the Flash decide to take it. Oh, man. Okay. So that's not great. I don't think that's a good move for our team, but it's what our GM wants, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and I guess we're gonna take that trade offer. I don't love it, but you know, maybe it's in the best interest of the team. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. And yet again, another trade offer here. So this time it's for Kevin Porter Jr. for Josh Richardson. I would do this trade in real life because Kevin Porter is a very talented player, and Josh Richardson is, I don't know how he's a 79. That dude's like washed out. But whatever. All right, so the team actually did improve their record a little bit. They're up to 18-12 now. So after the trade, the team's record improves to 18-12. Now approaching the end of December, the Houston Rockets then offered to trade Kevin Porter Jr. to the Flash for Josh Richardson. And just like before, the Flash declined. Okay, so we're going to decline that trade. That makes sense. Well, it doesn't really make sense. I would do the trade, but you know, whatever. You know, the AI must know best. So let's keep going to the end of December. All right, so December 31st, we have a record of 21-14. So the team has definitely gotten better. Porzingis now being the best player on the team instead of DeAndre Ayton. So this is what our roster looks like right now. Once again, we're going to look through here and see if anyone's upset and see if we should trade them. So Lonnie Walker is still upset. That doesn't really surprise me because he was upset before and his position really hasn't improved on the team. So he's really the only player who's not happy right now, or at least who is upset. So, you know, once again, I will put that information into the AI, and if they want to trade him, we will then look at the trade finder and then decide what we're going to do from there. All right, so at the end of December, the Flash now have a record of 21-14, but Lonnie Walker IV is still upset that he isn't playing much. Once again, the team has to decide if they should try to trade him or keep him. The Flash also want to know how much they would be able to get for him if they traded him. If he's been playing more, he might be worth more, but if the team decides to keep him, they won't find out until next year. Okay, well that's technically correct. In either case, the Flash decided to keep him for now. Okay, so they're keeping Lonnie Walker at least for the time being. So that's fine, I guess. We'll see. You know, we got one trade offer for him earlier in the season, and they decided to pass on it. So I guess, I don't know, maybe the AI just really likes Lonnie Walker IV for some reason. So yeah, let's skip to the end of January. And then obviously if any trades pop up, we will address that. And just you know, immediately as they say that, we get a trade offer from the Heat for, I'm assuming that's Grant Williams, who must have been traded to the Heat, and their second round pick, in a pick swap for Josh Richardson. Okay, so let's all right, so not long after they decided to keep Walker, the Miami Heat offered to trade Grant Williams and their 2026 second round pick for Josh Richardson. The Flash declined. Okay, so we're the AI is a really big fan of Josh Richardson and Lonnie Walker. All right, we got another trade offer here. This time it's for Rashawn Holmes, and I'm thinking that's Kendrick Williams. I think it's Kendrick Williams. If I know my obscure NBA players, I think that's him. For Bogdanovich. So yeah, once again, it's time to consult our GM on what we should be doing here. All right, yeah, and we're 22-20 now, so things have definitely slowed down a little bit after that last trade. So here we are. So after the second week of January, the Flash are 22-20, and Oklahoma City Thunder have offered to trade Rashawn Holmes and Kendrick Williams for Bogdan Bogdanovich. The Flash declined. Okay, so that makes sense. So that's offering more trades that don't exist in the game. So yeah, that I'm glad they declined that trade because that would have been, I think, really bad for our team. All right, now we're getting an offer for Derek White for Jordan Clarkson. You know the drill by now. We're going to go back to here and see what happens. And once again, the decline. All right, so that's good. I would also decline that trade. So yeah, let's go back to 2K. Decline that trade and then continue on to the end of January. And we have a 25-25 record. And we're 11th in the conference. which is a little surprising. I thought maybe, 500 record, not even, in the play-in. That's pretty crazy. Let's take another look at our roster here. So see how everyone's feeling. Lonnie Walker is now heated. So he is the only one who's like upset. So yeah, we're gonna see if they want to trade Lonnie Walker again. For some reason, the AI just loves them some Lonnie Walker apparently. So at the end of January, the team's record stands at 25-25. Lonnie Walker IV is now extremely upset about his lack of playing time, and with the trade deadline only 2 weeks away, the Flash need to decide if he should be moved to a different team. They also decided they need to keep him with the team or trade him for a player that they feel will help win next year's championship. So they offer for Kevin Porter Jr., who is he on our team? Did we actually trade for Porter Jr.? We did not. So that doesn't make any sense. Let me retry that and see if it gives us anything. The team is approached with and okay, so it says we have a top 10 pick. All right, so it looks like we are not trading Lonnie Walker at all. Although I don't know, that still doesn't seem. Let me try that again. I just want to see, because it was saying there was a trade offer that wasn't actually real. Let me see what happens. All right, so that's the most definitive thing I've seen so far as whether we should keep him or not. So yeah, whatever reason, this AI really likes Lonnie Walker IV, and he's going to stay on the team unless we get another trade offer before the deadline. So let's go back to the game and start simulating. I think the trade deadline is the 13th, but it doesn't actually say. All right, so now we're getting an offer for Karis LeVert for Bogdan Bogdanovic. The Flash declined. Okay, so we're going to decline that trade. All right, so it's the All-Star draft. Let's see if any of our guys made the All-Star team. I doubt it because we're not doing super well. I haven't been looking at the stats. Yep, just like I thought, none of our guys are on the All-Star team. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. All right, so today is the trade deadline, and yeah, it's we didn't get offered any more trades for any of our players, so we're just gonna simulate through it, and we're gonna keep the team the same for now. And with that being said, now I'm gonna simulate to the end of the season and see what happens. All right, good news. It's like 2 hours after I uploaded these images to 2K, they finally came through. So I'm gonna actually finish making these jerseys, and then yeah. All right, so I finally was able to finish the uniforms. So we have the home uniform, the away uniform, and then the alternate uniform, as kind of made by the AI as close as I could given the tools I have in the game. And there's Kristaps Porzingis rocking that uniform, looking very upset as he is on the team, which makes sense because we suck. All right, cool. And here we have the Larry Bird Arena, named after the greatest Cincinnati player of all time. So yeah, we have or is this called the Bird? Yeah, we have our logo there in the middle, and then the alternate logo there on the side. I also just realized I accidentally named it. I put flashes there instead of flash. I couldn't remember. Let me change that real quick. There we go. Cincinnati Flash. All right, cool. Now it's complete. So that looks good, even if our team doesn't really right now. All right, so the team finishes a record of 40-42, which is good enough for 10th in the conference. They're going to be in the play-in. But not a. I mean, I guess for an expansion team to be in the play-in contention their first season, actually pretty all right. But anyway, Luka Doncic is the MVP, as he always is in this game. Then Paolo Banchero is Rookie of the Year. Andre Drummond, Sixth Man of the Year. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. So none of our guys are on any of those awards. I doubt they're going to get any All-NBA honors either. Nope, nobody from the Cincinnati Flash anywhere on any of these lists. So that's to be expected. All right, and so now we're facing Detroit in the play-in game So I'm gonna simcast this and see, if we can make it into the playoffs. And Detroit looking like they're gonna win this pretty decisively. Yeah, so Cincinnati not making it into the playoffs this season. Not really a surprise there. So yeah, that's what happens when you give AI control over when you give like AI writing program control of your NBA team. And the Chicago Bulls win the championship behind Zach LaVine. I think it's the first time I've ever seen that in a simulation. But I am going to do a season 2 of this. I had a lot of fun doing this. It was very different. So yeah, if you like this, go ahead and press the like button. If you have other suggestions for what I can do with that NovelAI writing program, leave those comments down below. And if you want to see what else I come up with, hit the subscribe button. And if you don't want to do any of those things, go watch that TV show that has been on your watch list for weeks that you just haven't been able to get to for whatever reason. So go do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good time of your life or whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.